Hello guys, and welcome back to Joe Becoming Pro. So today I'm gonna teach you guys how to putt like a pro. In my opinion, there's like three main components to becoming a good putterer, person that putts well, I guess. So you need to be able to read the putt right, you have to have the right speed, so the distance, and you have to start the ball in the right direction. So I'm gonna teach you guys basically 3 different drills on each of those different areas. So I have 3 distance putting drills for you guys, I have 3 reading drills for you guys, and I have 3 ball start exercises or drills for you guys. Just keep watching and I'll show you how to become a good putter. Actually, first I'm gonna teach you guys just some basics in putting and stuff. So I'm just gonna assume that you're a beginner, so I'm just gonna kind of show you a little bit of the basic putting technique that I'm using, and hopefully you can learn something from it.
Alright you guys, so here we have a classic super stroke grip, which is a bit wider than normal grips in order to lock your wrists and use your shoulders rather than wrists to create the putting motion. And I place my thumbs up on top, but this is completely individual. You do whatever you want. And here I'm showing you that you're not supposed to bend your wrists like I'm doing here, but instead push your hands forward a bit and try to not use my wrists. I lock them out. And here you see the same kind of forward press principle. Push your hands forward rather than backwards to get the ball to roll well once you hit the ball. Here I'm showing you that you don't want to hit down on the ball like that. You want to be hitting up on it, but with that same forward press. And in this next sequence here, I'm showing you that I have my ball towards my left foot in the stance to make it easier to hit up on the ball. And here you have the entire movement. Once you have all these steps covered, you just putt the ball. Okay guys, so let's start with the ball start drill number 1, the Pathfinder. For this drill you need the Pathfinder, a couple of tees, and 5 balls. So what I'm doing right here is setting up the Pathfinder, and I'm making sure that the Pathfinder is pointing straight at the hole, which it seems to be doing, so then I can fully attach the Pathfinder and start using the tool. So here's a little bit of a closer look at it. It's shorter in the back, a bit taller at the front, and this is to favor a shorter backstroke and a longer follow through. You can also see that it's a little bit bent, and that is to favor the kind of half moon shaped putting stroke. And this is what it looks like. And this is a great little drill to practice your stroke and making sure that it is the same every time. So that was it for this first ball start drill, and now let's move on to ball start drill number 2. And for this drill, you need 5 balls and 2 tees. And here I'm showing you that you're supposed to set up the tees with just over a ball's distance between them. And then you create a hole that's basically straight behind those 2 tees and straight towards the hole. So every time you set up to do the drill, you put the ball exactly where you marked with that tee. And now you're supposed to hit the ball through those two tees and in the hole, like so. This is a great drill for making sure that you're starting the ball in just the right direction every time. And now we're moving on to the last ball start drill, which is called Around the World. So for this drill, you need 4 tees and 4 balls. And what you want to do is start by setting up the tees about 3 feet from the hole, all around the hole. Then you want to put a ball on each spot, and it's going to look something like that. And you're going to start at 3 feet, but as you go, if you make all those 4 putts in a row, you're allowed to move back the tees 1 foot to kind of go up to the next level. But if you were to not make a putt, you have to pick all the balls up again and redo that distance again until you make all the 4 putts in a row. So as you can see here, I made all the 4 3-footers in a row, so I'm allowed to move back each tee a foot. So each putt is now 4 feet. I put out the balls again and try to make all these 4-footers in a row. Which I managed to do. So here I'm moving the tees even further back. They're now going to be 5 feet, and so on. I usually do this drill up to like 6 or 7 feet. Okay, so now we're done with the ball start drills, and we're moving into distance drill number 1. So for this simple drill, you need 3 balls and closed eyes. Nice little sign language here, Joe. But so you simply hit 3 balls with closed eyes, and the goal is to get them as close to each other as possible in order to practice your feel. So let's see how I do here. So as you can see, the first round here, I did it pretty good. They're in close proximity to each other, which is good. That means that I am able to feel that I'm using the same putting stroke on all 3 putts, even though my eyes are shut. So here I did it a second time, and as you can tell, that third putt kind of flew by the others a little bit. Still pretty close, but not super good. That was it for distance drill number 1. Let's move into the second one. So for this drill, you need some sort of stick, like this flag stick right here. And what you want to do is measure out so that the stick is about 3 feet behind the hole, like so. And you're going to set up using 3 balls and a tee, a spot between 20 to 40 or 50 feet. And the goal here is to putt all the 3 balls in a row past the hole, but no further than 3 feet past. And that's why we have the flag stick, to mark the 3 feet mark. So that putt would have been good because it's past the hole, but not further than the flag stick.
like 2 of the putts that I just hit are just past the hole on the right side, but then we have this one. The last putt I put like 2 feet too short, which means that I have to go here, pick all the 3 balls up, and go and redo the whole drill again until you make all 3 putts between the flag and the hole. So let's try it again. So I managed to putt all of them past the hole, but within 3 feet. So that's good. That means that I completed that distance, and now I can move on to a different distance.
I usually putt between like 5 to 10 different distances depending on how well I'm doing.
I am now finished with this kind of distance putting drill that I'm doing, so let's move on to the last distance putting drill.
So like I said, here we have the last distance putting drill. It's called 18-hole 2-putt, and it's very simple. You basically just pick putts between like 15 to 40 feet, and you try to putt it as close as you can, and you have to make the second putt. And then as you go, you count how many 2 putts or 1 putts, for that matter, that you're making in the entire 18 holes, and you keep track of that. And next time you do this putting drill, you try to beat your score. So as you can see on this putt, my ball rolled past the hole more than 3 feet. But in this particular drill, that doesn't really matter. The important thing is that you can make the putt in 2. Even though this is not ideally how you want to putt it, it's still fine since I made the putt back. So that was it for the distance drills, and we're moving into reading drill number 1, which is called 10 times 10 feet. And for this putting drill, you need 10 balls and a hole that is sloping. So what you want to do is measure out 10 feet like I'm doing here, and at the end of those 10 feet, you want to put a ball down. And you want to continue doing this basically all around the hole until you have a big circle that's going to look something like this. 10 feet all around the hole. And then what you want to do is treat each putt like you're on the course. So you want to read the putt, you want to do your practice putts, because the goal here is to make as many of these 10-footers as possible. So here I made the first one, then I just let the ball lay in the hole, and I walk up straight to the second putt here. Alright, so now we're moving into reading drill number 2, which is called Inside 3 Feet. And all you need is a ball and a hole to putt to. So the goal here is to simply putt the ball so that it stops within 3 feet from the hole. So I picked a putt here that's about 35 feet. And let's see, that ball is just outside 3 feet and does not count. So you want to go around and pick putts between 20 to 40 feet and do it for 18 holes and count how many you are able to putt within 3 feet. This one here is for sure within 3 feet. And now to the last but not least reading drill, the clock.
Okay guys, so now we're gonna talk about probably the most discussed topic within golf, and it's about how to read your putts. And I just want to say before we get into it that reading putts and stuff is just up to you how you want to do it. But I'm just gonna share with you guys how I usually read my putts. So I've set up a putt here. It is from here down to the pin over there. Let's say that I've hit my shot into the green and it ended up right here. So the first thing that I do when I walk up to the putt, I start looking to see if the whole green is sloping in a certain direction. So let's look for that now. And I know that this can be really hard to see on the camera, but just kind of listen to my method of how I look at a putt. So I kind of look around the green here, and I kind of see a trend of the whole green sloping down towards the left, from right to left, like that. Once I know that, then I start walking to the side here to see whether my putt is going to be uphill, downhill, or kind of straight. So now I sit down here and I start looking, and it actually looks like it's gonna be a bit downhill. I don't know if you can see that, but it's sloping in that direction, and I'm putting from there to over there. Now I've kind of gotten an overview, kind of rough idea about how the putt is gonna fall, or what the ball is gonna do when it travels towards the hole. So now the next step that I do is to sit behind the ball here, and I look straight behind, kind of low down. And this is when I start visualizing. I start looking from the ball to the hole, and I start visualizing how the ball's gonna travel. This can be kind of hard to do in the beginning, but you kind of learn to visualize how the ball's going to travel. And then what I do is that I visualize the hole as a clock. So there, on a clock there are different times. It's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, So I kind of look at every single hole as it has a certain time when it's appropriate to enter the hole. So I'm going to try to explain this a little more. So let's walk up to the hole here. Since we now know, after looking at this putt, we know it's sloping a little bit from the right to the left. So it's sloping towards the left, and it's also a little bit downhill. And that way I know that I want to hit it just the right speed for it to drop in, because I don't want to hit it too hard. Since it's downhill, it's probably just going to roll off. Here we have it. We have the clock right here. We have 12 o'clock over here, 6 o'clock right here, 3 and 9. So since my putt is going to come from this direction, it's sloping towards the left and it's a bit downhill, it's probably going to want to enter the hole around here, around 4 o'clock, something like that. And like I said before, everyone putts differently and everyone has their own technique of how they read a putt. But this is how I do it. I view it as a clock, and yeah, let's try to hit this putt now. The conclusion is I want to enter the hole around 4 o'clock and with just the right amount of speed. So let's see if I can do that. Okay guys, I think that is it for my little putting school today. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. That would mean a lot to me. And hopefully you'll go out on the putting green and try this yourself now. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!